Hello, hello. This is Irene with SaugaTalks. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. If you're not following SaugaTalks on LinkedIn, you should do it right now, just to get it out of the way. Also, you can watch us on Twitter. There are small snippets of wisdom out there. There's YouTube channel. So please contact us, connect with us, because I speak weekly with fascinating people in tech. Okay, and we discuss incredibly important topics, all the way from artificial intelligence to automation to FinOps to metaverse, Web3, and beyond. So I am incredibly lucky because my guest here today is Olivier Gomez. Olivier, how are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely, the pleasure is mine, Olivier. I was following you for a long time now, I believe, because you are hugely important influencer in the field of intelligent automation. So that's what we're going to discuss today, the space. But guess what? It's not going to be all about technology, or maybe it's not going to be about technology. Maybe it's about how companies can get advantage of the technology for better ROI, for the better outcomes. So I'm extremely excited about this talk today. So Olivier, a couple of words before we start. Why intelligent automation in 2023? Again, field is not new, right? But there's so many exciting things going on. So can we kind of go into the topic, just highlighting intelligent automation as discipline?
Yes. So again, automation is not new. We remember back in the days, many years ago, people scripting, and they did not call it automation, but it was. I think the big difference in 2023 is the level of maturity that we have and the size of the ecosystem attached to intelligent automation, plus the huge amount of use cases that we have that are basically demonstrating that it works, it's making a difference, and it's becoming extremely critical and strategic for large and small companies.
Beautiful. And you know what? Oh, I love the word agnostic. When tech leaders using a term agnostic, that means technology is at the heart of transformational efforts, but it's not everything. Okay. So tech agnostic, business centric approach. Why is
Yes.
it so important for you? And you talk about it a lot. I mean, I'm following you
Yes.
everywhere. Yep.
Yes, this is a very important point, and I keep saying to people, do not fall in love with technology. I know we are surrounded with people who like to talk about tools, who like to basically play with tools, and are always attracted by new shiny objects. But what is important to understand is above and beyond the technology, obviously we have a need to understand the value and the impact of those technology in the business environment, right? So the way to do this is really to and for some people it is an effort, right? But it's really to move ahead the business conversation, move ahead the non-technology part of the conversation, and leave the technology for a later phase when you do solutioning, when you try to, because again, if you start with the tool, you're going to try to build around it, right? And you know what we say, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? So we don't want to be in those situations. We really want to be in a situation where we understand the business, the expectation, we are able to project the impact that we are looking for, and then we can select what tool and basically what technology makes sense for what we are trying to achieve from a business standpoint.
Wonderful. Thank you for reminding. Okay, these are basic principles. Okay, but it's important to keep hearing about it because, again, technology is a driver in many organizations right now. Right? Some call them a unicorn. All right, but we've seen so many examples in the past when you think that new technology is a new savior, when you're going to be solving your business problems with new technology. So can you maybe share a couple of anecdotes from your experience out there? What worked, what didn't work, in a way that, is it technology and business pain points and solving customers' issues? Or it's like you becoming another like driven organization with implementing the latest and then probably failing if you're not doing it right?
Yes. So you will always have, different type of companies, those that are willing to take risk and go for innovation, which is great, right? And you have some other companies that are a bit more skeptical, I would say, and they want to wait for a technology to be well proven before they introduce it in the environment because they see it as a risk. I would say, I like company taking risk. I like company looking at innovation, but at the same time, I've seen so often, right, groups, organization, departments being dropped a new technology and having to do something with it, right? And that can lead to a disaster. First, from a return on investment standpoint, right? Sometimes you end up having lots of those tools on the shelf because you don't know what to do with them. We all know that, if I take RPA as an example, there's still 50 to 60% of the licenses, RPA licenses across all vendors ever sold are still on the shelf. So, that's a risk for the ROI. But more than that, it's basically going to force people to focus on the new shiny object, drop their roadmap, drop what makes sense for the business, and try to articulate what to do with that new stuff, right? So again, my view here is it's great to understand, to evaluate, to try to leverage, new technology, new waves. You don't want to miss the train, obviously, but at the same time, you got to be really careful how you approach that, right? So again, a very simple rule of thumb here is, you can start when the technology is in a initial phase, innovation phase. You can start with a small project, but before you consider scaling seriously, you really want to make sure that you understand how this technology is going to make a difference. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is you got to have the use cases very well defined, very well understood. You got to have the impact very well defined, very well understood before you go into, marching towards scaling a piece of technology without understanding, what it will do to your business.